So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Zsuzsanna Szálka, and as part of my professional life, I work here at the Liszt Academy of Music at the concert organization department. I am responsible for organizing concert and for international affairs as well. And in my plenty of free time, I am the project manager of the Night of Choirs. So I'm not a musician, so that's important to mention that I am a culture manager. But of course, I also sing in a choir, and as a member of an amateur choir, I got involved in a serious cultural project, and one of them is the Night of Choirs. The Night of Choirs is a civil initiative organized by a group of choirs and the Halasztó Association. And after the great success of the first edition in 2013, we are preparing for the second one in May. In the next 20-25 minutes, I would like to tell a little bit about the project, its structure, concept, organization, and the key of its success. And afterwards, I would love to have some questions from you. And I will leave some time to answer them. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the association itself. You can see many fish here, because the name is an acronym of the two conductors, and if you kind of put together an acronym, then it's Halasztó. So, the Halasztó Association is an NGO organizing the Night of Choirs, and our aim was to establish a creative space in which non-professional music making can be done, also choir work in a contemporary spirit, and employing also new methods. Apart from that, we are very committed to spread the value of music and also encouraging young talents to do their music, to compose, and so on. And we, apart from being 2-3 choirs, we are organizing festivals, children camps, interactive workshops. And it's a very good thing about a choir that if anyone comes up with an idea and she or he gets the support for it from other members, then it can be realized. So such a vague idea was 3 years ago, the Night of Choirs, and last year it was realized for the first time. The mission of the Night of Choir is to turn streets, squares, and courtyards into concert halls for a night with the power of human voices. On the 24th of May, 30+ extraordinary choral performances meet unique locations in the heart of Budapest. The event offers a series of 20-minute-long choir concerts at 5 venues, while strolling audience can bump into flash mobs all over the places. The Night of Choirs is initiated and organized by 50+ enthusiastic volunteers of the Halasztó Association. Let me let in some people who are standing there, because I don't want them to stand there. So do come in. The slogan of the Night of Choir is to fill the space with voice, which is in Hungarian, whether you understand or not. I think it's nice to hear, hangot a térnek. As you can see from this slogan as well, the location is of high importance for us, and we wish to change the whole area to a concert hall, which are obviously not concert halls. The choice for the location is the Palace district, which is in the heart of Budapest, and it's a very nice pedestrian area between the small boulevard and the Grand Boulevard, and with many 19th century palaces functioning as public buildings like the National Museum, Public Library, National Radio, and several universities. And but apart from that, this is a really rich area because there are really small, nice courtyards which are usually little to known to the public, and it's also a student area with cozy pubs and cafes, so it's a real hype zone for students as well. And but if you think of our venues, one is definitely true for all of them, that none of them is a concert hall. So it's a different function that they serve. The best example is, I think it's important to mention, that there's the music collection of the public library, which has a beautiful small garden with a Bartók statue in the middle, but it's never open. So the last time before the night of choir, and it's very nice for concerts as well. And the last time it was open for concert before the night of choir was in 2004. So this is really an extra function. I just would like to show you some pictures from our website, so that you can see the main. One is a college, the other one is the architect chamber, the garden of the architect chamber, and so on. So you can see the brochure, which will be also printed, of the Long Night of Choirs. I know it's not very visible, but I think it's good to have a look at it, because you can see the 5 different venues and also the time span. The Night of the Choir is going to start with a singing street, which is partly surprise for the audience. The audience knows that it will happen. It knows the starting point, but it doesn't know what is what is the exact route, what kind of performances, where they will appear. So it's, I would say, like a kind of semi-flash mob, but obviously not in that sense. Afterwards, from 7 p.m., there will be 20 minutes concert after one another, and simultaneously in 5 different locations. There will always be a 10-minute break. So, because if you can either decide to stay at one venue and then listen to all concerts, we try to create a program which is enjoyable in this sense as well. But obviously, if you want to move around, then that's possible as well. And we invited all the choirs to do flash mobs all around. The only rule that you shouldn't kind of disturb any other planned program, but it's, as you could see in the video as well, it worked very well and spontaneously as well. And at the end of the night, there is a final song, which all the choir will learn that song, and it will be on the other side of the brochure, on the website, in the Facebook as well. So it is well published, and obviously the audience is invited to join in. And then I think it was like last time, it was an excellent opportunity to have 1,000 or over 1,000 people singing together in the same square. As for the artistic concept, since the Night of Choir is the celebration of human voice, we only invited a cappella and acoustic performances, so without instruments and without amplification. It's an interesting question, what is a choir? And we took this definition in a very wide sense, and we just, so any kind of vocal ensembles are welcome. And it could be a choir over 100 people, it could be a chamber ensemble, but it could be one single vocalist as well. So they all belong to choirs. And the aim of the artistic quality as well, that we invited outstanding high-quality non-professional amateur choirs for the 5 venues. it's important that they are really kind of the best in their genres. We try to create a very diverse program as well, so from early music to classical, jazz, pop, contemporary, and choir improvisation, and also some kind of interactive sound painting activities will happen as well. But on the other hand, we consider it very important that for the second edition, it's really popular. So there are so many choirs which want to participate, and we want to give the floor to them as well. Obviously, since it's a civil organization, we want to make sure that we can organize this, we can control it. So we want to include as many choirs as possible. After a given number, we had to stop including more choirs, but that was nothing a selection, so not a quality question, only it was how many people we can manage. That's right. As for the communication, there is one more thing which is important to mention, and which is also the aim of our association, that for the last song, which is sang by over 1,000 people, and it is widely publicized as well, we commissioned it. So there was a young composer competition, and the song of the winner will be sang as well. And there is one more commission for the promotional song as well, so that's also a part of the encouragement of young talents. Of course, if we have a nice product and nice content, it's not enough to create it, but we have to communicate it as well. The whole festival, since it's a voluntary-based festival as well, we haven't had too many sponsors yet, but we got some fund from the National Culture Fund. But it's a very low-budget festival, and we like it so. But obviously, we don't have the means that usually some other great festivals would have. So that's why, and also for environmental reasons, which is very important for our associations as well, we minimize the number of printed media, and our website and Facebook communication is quite important. And it is important to mention that we have over 30 choirs, if you can think of how many members they have. So spreading the news by word of mouth is very important as well. So we also ask the choirs to communicate, and then obviously last year there was no problem with the audience, and I don't think seeing the tickets and so on, I don't think there is going to be any problem this year. Also, we made a PR clip. This is shot just today, so we are very excited what it is going to be. But at the end of the presentation, I will show you the last year's, but obviously not sure whether we can fit it in or not. Just a couple of words about, this is the website again, about the theme structure. This is very different than a usual festival, and like as my personal experience, it's very interesting to compare, since my professional life is here in the professional environment, and that's a voluntary environment. And the team structure is very different, because obviously everybody has got a full-time job. And these are really kind of very time consuming, so like really they take up the most of the time for our volunteers, and that's why it is very important for the management to try to break down the workload, not to put too much pressure and too much work on one single person. And I think this is a very, very big difference compared to a professional team, because I think this festival could be organized by 10, maximum 15 people, but here we are organizing more than 50 people with all the volunteers. So we have got the artistic director and the project manager with some assistants, and they are, I know that it's not very visible, but I will explain it. And they are responsible for the programming and coordinating with all the 30 choirs. And then you can see that there is, that there is the PR communication, financial, venue coordinators, technical coordinators, and the coordinators of the volunteers of the day. So I try to go on this, maybe it will work. Yes, no? Sorry. Okay, so I just wanted to have a closer look at the, some of the groups, but you can see it from there as well that there are like really kind of many groups and many people who work on this, this event, and also groups like signposted and all the decoration at the whole Palace district is made by us. So there is a lot of creative activity included. And it is also very important when we are talking about our volunteers that they all sing in the choirs as well. So they don't only rehearse, sing at the and organize the whole event in their spare times. So that's why I think everybody can feel more belonging the whole event to themselves. And it is also interesting how we organize our work, because I don't know whether you can imagine, but we don't, the whole group, if we ever can talk about the whole group of organizers, don't meet up more than 4 times for the whole span of organizations. It means that we are doing almost everything online. So Google Groups, Google Drive, Doodle, calendar, so everything which is online we use. So we are using the internet for all parts of the organization. Obviously we meet up for smaller groups, but we want to kind of reduce the amount of time wasting, or not wasting, but spending on meetings. And that's important. What about the future of the Night of Choirs? On the 24th of May, the 2nd edition of the Night of Choirs will be organized, and we very much hope that there will be many more editions of this event. But obviously it depends on how we manage to attract choirs, audience, and the organizers. Since this is a voluntary civil initiative, and we would like to keep it so. So we don't want to expand and to increase it to the level that it becomes professional. We want to keep it a civil event with all its charm and atmosphere. And obviously this is the only way we can create a sustainable festival, if we can find the right voice and tone for motivation. We hope that this is going to be sustainable and we can achieve our goal. And the aim of expansion is to invite more international choirs, which is always obviously requires financial means. That we have, this is a challenge to look for sponsors and so on, and also to fit everything into our free time and to find the time to find sponsors as well, because that's always, it requires expertise and time as well. So to sum up, in my short presentation I wanted to show you how it is possible to bring a vague idea to life. So this was the Night of Choirs, and how we can fire the enthusiasm of 50 plus choir members and 30 plus choirs to realize such an event, and to spend their weeks and more than half a year for preparing for the event. And we could show that singing in a choir can be attractive for young people. This could be an integral part of the urban life in Budapest in the 21st century. And then it can be trendy, exciting, and colorful as well. I hope I could offer you an insight about the Night of Choirs, and maybe I aroused your enthusiasm to save the date and join the Night of Choirs on the 24th of May. So thank you for your attention. As a kind of, any questions before we have a look at the short video? I would love to answer. Yes?
The question is, how did you organize the good weather?
That's a good point. As I don't know whether you saw the slideshow, but we had some umbrella part. So, but that's a very important question, and we have like rain venues. So every single venue has another replacement, which like we wouldn't like to go there. That's for sure. And the flash mob is a fun with umbrellas as well. So yes.
How you make these artistic decisions who are coming to this festival, and is there any aim to develop this festival to some kind of an artistic direction? Or I hear this is more gospel and spiritual singing.
Yeah, there are some. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is an artistic director, Mr. Árpád Tóth, who's going to give a lecture and a workshop this afternoon. And he obviously is a great expert in, and he knows the Hungarian choirs. So he always makes a very kind of thorough and good decision. So we can work very well together. On the other hand, it's always, so yeah, this is a very strong teamwork. So if I have an idea that, like, you know, this choir should come, then usually we can discuss it. So, and also like, I am also usually asked about artistic decision, and I ask him about some important operative or conceptual decision. So it's a very, very strong teamwork. And I must tell you that the whole presentation, as you can see the graphics, it's not my work. The videos, the subtitles in English is also a teamwork. So it's not all my merit. Yes?
Maybe to ask, I mean, do you tell the choirs what you want them to sing? Or
Yes. No. We ask them that. We know, like Mr. Árpád Tóth knows their repertoire, and we tell them that it would be nice if you could bring early music, gospel, pop, jazz, and yes, obviously. So it's very important how we create this kind of diversity. And also it's important to have diversity in age as well. So we have student choir as well, obviously in the earliest starting time. Yes? Well,
it's a similar question. Are you planning to use a theme? Because on one side you can of course look at repertoire and genre, etc.
yes.
But you could have any type of theme, spring or joy or song or city or...
Yeah, it could be. Like I think it's a good idea for further development. We haven't thought about this as well. This was again like we have our choirs of the associations, but all the other choirs which are invited to the venues are new choirs. So we asked some of the choirs from last year to do flash mobs, but they are not invited as kind of stage choirs. There was one more. Is it answer to your question? Yeah. So yes.
How committed are you to the area of town you found? It sounds like it's a good match for the youth. But is it transferable to other parts of the city or other cities?
I think it is transferable. Well, there was some personal preference as well, because we had our rehearsal area nearby and we know this kind of hype zone. But obviously it is possible. As I mentioned, that I think we know our limits. So, and we don't want to do that because there were some questions that they would like to join from the countryside as well. And we said that, yeah, let's talk about it, but we don't have the capacity to have an event for the whole city because we really would like to have something which is like sounds everywhere. So you can't have, in a 2 million city that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's an interesting question because they have to be coordinated. There are some balconies which we set the exact time that you have to do the flash mob there, and there are appearances. On the other hand, the flash mob we give time chunks as well. So then do your flash mob here and there, and we give a 20-minute time chunk, and we have coordinators who coordinate this as well. So it's not the flash mob in the sense, but obviously we leave the possibility for the choirs to do whatever they feel like doing, just kind of make sure that you don't disturb the other open air activities. There was yeah.
What is flash mob?
Oh, yeah. These are, I think, these are very short and surprising kind of like choir happenings. Probably there are much more, I think. Yes, very short. So I would say like 1-2 minutes. Maybe there are more definitions for that, but I am not the academic.
Can you give us an impression of the budget of your first roughly?
I should tell it in euros. I think, I think it wasn't more than, so the costs were not more than 3,500 euros. So really low. Yes, because like we have to, obviously we have to pay for marketing and communication, but we have a very good cooperation in many of the venues who offer their stages free of charge, not many of them, some of them, and which is like really kind of, I think, a pleasure to say in Hungary that we have a very good cooperation with the municipality as well. So they also kind of offer the public spaces free of charge. Yes.
You were answering my question, I think. I wondered if you needed permits or permission.
Yes.
And then I also wondered what time you started, what time you finished.
Yes. So we need many permissions, obviously, and they are complicated. We have one volunteer who is very good at it. And what time we start? We start at 6 o'clock, and we finish at 11. And that's again, like we said, like we know that we should finish it at 10, but the authorities said, okay, let's do it until let's have it until.
The mass choir was
At
at 11?
11, yes. We also kind of prepared it, so we put flyers in each and every post box, so that we can kind of let them know. We give my phone number, so like if there is any problem, they should first of all call us and then the police. So I think that's a better kind of communication. Any other questions? I don't know what. Yeah. Okay, no problem. Then thank you for your attention.